Welcome back, Big Mush 9000 here, and today we are making some grain spawn. Exactly the same as you see on your screen right now. We're going to be using some rice to generate a lot of mycelium. Perfect for bulk substrates. It's a great way to produce a lot of mushrooms fairly quickly. So let's get right into it. Alright, for this grain spawn we're going to need a special grain spawn jar, which you can see right here. Very easy to make, and all you need are some silicon injection ports, just like we see here. Some Pore Tape, a nice strong heat resistant glue. I like this binary compound stuff. A punch or a screwdriver or a drill to make a hole in your jar. Of course a hammer. I'm using a punch. A colander to strain the rice. A pot to cook the rice. The rice. Definitely need that. We'll also need some culture. I have some spores and some liquid culture here. I'm going to be using both of those. Some alcohol. This is 70% isopropyl alcohol. Foil. Important. A flame sterilizing blowtorch. A pressure cooker. And of course, gloves. Alright, we got to construct a grain jar. Super easy. You want to make 2 holes in the lid, like so. There's one. And now we make a second hole. Just like that. You can use a drill or whatever. I just have a punch lying around. Does the trick. Alright. Now we want to prepare some of our glue, because we are going to use it to glue in a silicon injection port, which is where we will eventually inject our culture through. It's in the name. A little bit of glue on the port there, like that. Please forgive the focus. Learning as we go over here. Another layer of glue once it's inside the lid, just for an airtight seal. And one more on the underside, again just to make sure we're getting an airtight seal. There we are. Injection port in. No worries. On the other hole, we just want to cover it with a little bit of Pore Tape. This will allow for fresh air exchange, carbon dioxide out, oxygen in, and that'll allow our mycelium to grow nice and happily. A finished lid and a finished jar. So easy. So easy. Amazing. It's time to prepare the rice. So we want to boil some water. We want to get it to a nice rolling boil, just like that. The rice goes straight in. We only want to cook this rice about halfway through. It should still be slightly crunchy in the mouth. We stir it all the while cooking. Really keep an eye on your timer. All rice is different. So just Just taste test and you'll get it. After the rice is cooked, we immediately strain it. This is to prevent any extra cooking going on. We want to make sure we cool the rice down as quickly as we can. I really should have dumped a big bucket of water on this, but the tap will suffice. Really get all the water through the rice, cool, refreshing water to quench this half-cooked brown rice. Okay, once the rice is cooled down, we need to let it strain and dry and drain and get as dry as possible, really. The outside as dry as possible. I'm a big fan of sort of using a colander into the pot, agitating it a bit with a spoon, and then leaving it for about half an hour or so. And that usually gets the outside reasonably dry. Then it's straight into the jars. I don't like to fill my jars all the way up. I leave a little bit of free space just at the top. That way I can see the mycelium growing, which is always exciting. And it helps to shake up the grains in there when it's time to introduce them to some bulk substrates, some coir, or whatever else you might be using. 2 jars, ready for the pressure cooker. But first, we must cover them with some foil, just to stop condensation inside the pressure cooker dropping onto a nice filter. Gas on. And into the cooker they go. We're going to have to pressure cook these for about 2 hours, given the size of the jars. So we'll wait for the pressure to get up to 105 kilopascals or 15 psi. The time has come to inoculate our jars. First we want to sanitize our hands, gloves on of course, and with a liberal squirt of alcohol we wash and sanitize our hands and the forearms, getting in the fingers there. And then we're going to want to give our jars a nice spray of alcohol, thusly. Don't be shy, really get it covered. Okay. With our liquid culture syringe, we want to flame sterilise the needle. This, of course, is to be performed in a still air box. Once again, I'm doing this outside the still air box, just to demonstrate what I'm doing, but always perform inoculations inside a still air box. A little blob of alcohol on the port, just so we catch anything that might be on there. And straight in. Just like that. About 2 cc's of culture there. That jar is done. And the bigger jar, blob of alcohol on first. I've mixed up my steps here. Now I'm spraying it with some alcohol, being quite liberal. Once again, we flame sterilise the needle. A nice red, healthy glow, just to ensure there is nothing on there, just like that. Fantastic. Beautiful. Let the needle cool for a moment. Then straight in through the injection port. And this is about 5 cc's of spore solution. Alright, after about 2 or 3 weeks, you should have something that looks like this, a fully colonised grain jar. Next time, we will be using our grain jar to make some tubs, just like these. Look at that. So stick around, that's coming up. See you next time.